Oh. Hello everyone. There's some noise outside, but I think we'll bear with that. So today I want to talk about something. Give me a minute. Before the sun sets. So this will be my sunset discussions. And I was reading something that I thought was quite powerful, and I thought I would share on it this evening. And this is what it says. Character does not develop on a bed of roses. Character does not develop on a bed of roses. And I know a lot of us are here. We are within the Kenyan sector. You've heard of the common word that says, hey, so-and-so has given me a character development. And it's so funny because we downplay the character development part, but today I want to use it on a good note to see how we can just learn what really character is and how you can build your character or develop your character. And as I've said, there's a phrase that goes as, character does not develop on a bed of roses. To build your character and to build your character positively, most of the time it comes through perseverance. And while it might not be easy to go through that particular time of character development, you come out stronger, or you come out with a realization of who you are and what characters really define you. So I guess I just wanted to talk about building character through challenges. And I think the best way to build your character is actually going through a challenging point in your life and seeing what you've been able to learn at that point as you go through the challenges. And so it got me thinking, and I went to the dictionary to just look at what character is. And the definition of character is the mental or moral qualities that are distinctive to an individual. Mental or moral qualities that are distinctive to an individual. But in an easier way, when you think of character, we're just thinking of the way someone normally thinks or feels, how they behave, and their personalities. So unique personalities of either me, Liz, or Joseph, or Dora, Kwambo, or anyone else who's joining us today. What's your character? Character is what defines you, how you're thinking, you're feeling, your behavior, your moral qualities, your mental qualities that come out. Character, when I think of character, I'm thinking of what are your values, what are your morals, what are your unique personal qualities that define who you are as an individual. What are your attitudes and what are your behaviors, and what can we see such that if you behave in a certain way that is not in keeping with you, Kolo, we know, hey, okay, this is not in keeping with his character usually. And to know or to understand what you are or who you are in terms of the characters that define you, sometimes we have to go through particular challenges. So it's important to differentiate what character is and what do we call it? What your character is plus what is it called? Your reputation. So your reputation is what people, will say about you. But your character, if I was to think about it, is who you are or what we are when no one is watching, and what comes out naturally as you when no one is watching. It will come out in how you behave, how you relate with people. But your reputation tends to be, when I think of reputation or personal brand, is what stories people are able to tell about you. Yeah. So my character, will be defined by my values, by my morals, my behaviors, and my unique personal qualities. So character is what is uniquely you, and character is mainly grown or nurtured individually as a person. How do we define or how do we identify our character? Our character is uniquely us. And sometimes the way you identify your character would would entail you looking or self-reflecting and asking yourselves a bit of some questions, Karen and Lioness. Who are you? What are your principles? What defines you? So I want you to think of those things, right? Think of what principles do I live by, James? What words best define me and my values? What are my strengths that would build my character? What makes me feel proud? What are the things that I am proud of? And what are the things I'm not proud of myself, so that I can push them away? But it requires a lot of self-introspection. And then also looking at some experiences that you have gone through that were able to tell you, okay, especially in our country, when you say you've gone through character development, ask yourself, okay, when I think of well, so and so, amenichapa character development, what does that mean? And now I want you to think of it on a positive aspect. When you say someone has taken you through a character development state, what did it make you feel? What exactly was done? What were you able to learn from that character development state? Because I think in the character development stage is where you grow the most. So when we think of character development, when we think of I've gone through a particular situation in life, and I have been character developed. Look at what values have grown in me. Jose, in Sheila, Shay, Abuga, what characters have I seen grown in me that are best or am I able to pick up and say, this has surely made me grow in my character. This has enhanced my positive character traits. Pick from those challenges. For many of us, it might be relationships or it might be work experiences. And in work experiences, sometimes you might have a sort of conflict. But in that conflict, maybe you appreciate that in a particular conflict, you were able to solve the situation well. You were not able to get out of the roof, or maybe you are, and maybe you flipped and you realized, well, okay, so my character is I am patient, but I do not tolerate lies, or I do not tolerate laxity. I am authentic in who I am true, I appreciate integrity. Those are values, those are character traits. What are your traits? What are your principles? So how do you build your character through challenges? By going through those challenges, you learn to be perseverant, and as you go through the perseverance stage, you learn to introspect on the things that you really hold strong to you, whether it is drawing to God or finding close people or mentors who walk you through that particular challenging episode. Then you're able to nourish or nurture the characters that best define you. So challenges and hardships can actually reveal your true character. And it's important, we talked about what character is, what reputation is, and I think it's also important to define what true character is. Now, true character is what or who you are. What we are, who you are, even when no one is watching, which goes hand in hand with integrity, which is something I was trying to teach some small children. Integrity is the act of doing something even when no one is, doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. A person of integrity, someone who will always do the right thing, even when no one is asking of you or even when no one is watching. So your character then becomes who you are, Kerubo, who you are, even when no one is watching, even when there is no one around to assess the personality that you have or the values that you have. That defines your character. And the best way to grow your character is through challenges and hardships. And I think sometimes it's hard to accept hardships and challenges. But today I want to encourage you to actually look at challenges and hardships and accept them. Yeah. Actively seek experiences that challenge you. Actively seek experiences that challenge you, because it's in the seeking of experiences that challenge you that helps you to nurture or grow your character. If you want to learn about yourself, you want to learn about your strengths, your weaknesses, your character, your values, your personality, seek challenges that push you to the core. Seek challenges that push you and challenge, seek opportunities and experiences that challenge you. They push you to the core. They push you to the point where you think, I can't do it. I use exercise a lot. Seek workouts that push you to a limit where you think, I can't, but then you're perseverant, you learn that you're resilient, so you keep on doing, you keep on showing up. Consistency. If you want to grow the character of consistency, seek opportunities where you have to constantly show up, whether it's at work, whether it's anywhere. And I'll share personally, I have moved to a new working place, and I think it's the act of showing up each and every single day, whether there's one patient, whether there's two patients, but even in the one person that you see, how are you showing up? How are you seeing? How are you talking to them? How are you presenting yourself? How are you working with your colleagues? How are you able to work with teams and share the same vision and mission? So character does not develop in a bed of roses. That's what we have said. Character definitely does not develop in a bed of roses. Character develops through challenges and hardships. If you want to learn your character, Abapendo, please look for challenging situations. Look for situations that will push you to the core. Look for opportunities where you are really challenged to either do something so easily, do what is not expected normally of people, but you keep on showing you as yourself. So character then will be forged through difficult moments, through adversities. Is it the economy? Are things tight? So what do you do? What do you choose to do? Do you choose to earn the wrong way, or do you choose to learn how to live within your means? Do you choose to show people a different form of you, or do you just choose to authentically be yourself and show up every day? Challenge forged through you showing up and you seeing really what will I say, showing up as yourself during tough experience. And I'll use two examples, African examples. Nelson Mandela, who really fought to fight against apartheid, and he was imprisoned for so many years, but he still stood his core. He still stood his core, and he fought to the day that he was released, and he became the first African president of South Africa. Let's use Martha Karua. Wangari Maathai, actually. Let me use Wangari Maathai. Hello, Joshua. Thank you. I think for me, Wangari Maathai just kept on standing for what she believed, and that was for a green nation. And it doesn't matter how many times she was beaten, how many times she showed up in Uhuru Park. When we all talk about Wangari Maathai, we talk about the lady who fought, for maintaining trees, for maintaining the vegetation or the land, the greenness of our community in Nairobi. So Kerubo, what do you want to be known for, or what's your character? What do you stand by? What are the things that when we look, we can say, okay, that's within the character of Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. And that's within the character of Abuga. Kipchoge, our constant runner, and how we're able to break time limits, and how as Kenyans we are known as athletes. So as a group, we are known as Kenyans. We are resilient, but when it comes to the track, we are really good. When it comes to, I use Janet Mbugua a lot of times. She talks and she really fights against period poverty, against just gender-based violence and just reproductive health. And she has been constant in that. And there might be some backlashes that a few people have gotten, but they have stood their stand. I love talking about just creating awareness about cancer and how we all need to go and get screened at whatever time. It doesn't matter whether it's October, it doesn't matter whether it's the month of breast cancer or the month of cervical cancer. If you're at an adult and if you're sexually active, get your cancer, your pap smear screens. If you have any family history of anyone who had colorectal cancer, please get your colonoscopies. If you're having abdominal pain, get your endoscopies done. Let's not wait until it's too late. Let's take care of our health. Let's take care of our reproductive health. Let's take care of our physical health and wellness. If you can and if you must, stop smoking, stop taking alcohol, reduce things that might actually push you to be exposed to carcinogens. Yeah, so can you cut out on the alcohol? Can you, for when we talk of cervical cancer, and one of the most predisposing things is just getting multiple sexual partners, practice safe sex. Let's prevent sexually transmitted infections. We have infections like urethral strictures that come because of simple things like STIs. So take care of yourself. Build your character, and the best way to learn your character is through challenges, through adversities, so through tough experiences. So when you're going through tough experiences, hi Kim, please seek those experiences because they help you learn your character. Look on the positive side of those adversities, of those hardships. And I remember I think 2 days ago I shared that in your difficult moments, do not forget to see the beauty that comes along the way. So even in the difficult moments, one of the beauties that you can realize is just learning how you have developed. Have you learned or have you seen resilience in yourself? Have you seen perseverance in yourself? By persevering, by being patient, yeah. Have you practiced patience, yeah? Have you practiced being integral in how you do things, or being authentic and being steadfast in what you stand by? Yeah. Are you wayward? Are people able to say clearly that this is the character of Dr. Liz, this is the character of Kim, this is the character of Kerubo, this is Grace's character, and we know her and we know what she stands for? So what are some of your character building experiences and challenges? Can share that in the comment section, or you can share that even by putting it down here. So just remember that true character is developed through perseverance and learning from life's hardships. So is life throwing a hardship on you right now? It might. I think honestly, if we look at each other or individually in our lives, there might be a hardship that you're going through right now, or that you've gone through, or that you've seen someone go through. But individually, when you look at your life, and if you introspect right now or at the end of last year as we're getting into this year, have you gone through a particular hardship, Grace? Have you gone through a particular hardship, Kim? As you went through that hardship, I want you to think about it. What are some of the things that you learned positively about yourself? Yeah. I was listening to something today, a podcast, and the speaker, one of the speakers, kept on saying that even when we go through hardships or challenges or adversities, it's important to maintain kinesis. Yeah. To maintain kinesis in motion. Kinesis is just motion. Sometimes even when you get lost or stuck, we just want to, just zuba, or just give up and just stand and say, okay. But it's important to just take motion, to keep moving, maintain kinesis, and say, okay, what is the problem? I am feeling stuck. Ask yourself, why am I feeling stuck? Where am I? Who can I reach out to? What can I do? Yeah. I don't have a job. Okay. What can I do? What do I have? What abilities do I have? Who can I reach out to? Yeah. Who are the people? Yeah. Can I write a CV? Can I reach out to someone? Can I get a job? What can I do with what I have? Can I even go live and write or say something? Am I feeling like I am really low? Can I share that? Or can I reach out to a friend and talk about it? A friend who will not talk about you. So it's important to know or appreciate the positive aspect of what we're going through. Your true character will be developed when you're going through challenges, yeah, or life's hardships. That's when you realize your true character, Kerubo. And even when you're going through a hardship, or even when you went through a hardship, it can be a separation that you went through, and at that time it was really raw. But as you look back, what are some of the things that you appreciated that you did well, or you valued yourself, man? Maybe it was an altercation or a fallout. What are some of the things that you appreciated from the previous relationship and the fallout? And what can you learn from there? How does it help you grow? What have you learned about yourself? Are you a giver? And you've learned that I naturally give, or when I'm doing something, I throw myself all in. And that is good. And if someone has used that against you, well, their loss, your gain, because you've learned that if you're given a project, you're able to do it to the fullest. So what are some of the things that maybe Abuga here, maybe Kerubo, maybe Manman, who do I see? Elaine, Claude, Grace, Kim, maybe there's something you've gone through and you'd like to share. Please, hi Pam, we're more than welcome to just share that in the comments. I don't know how to read that, but if it pops in, I'll share that with anyone. So what are some of your character building experience and challenges? Yeah, what are some of your character development? And one day I encouraged someone, they told me a lot of their character development. I told them, write a book, and in that book maybe you'll be able to encourage someone, or someone is going through a particular character development and they don't know what to do, and you're able to share that, how positively that you came out from it and what you learned, because you're going to help someone get through it. Yeah, I see a message, I don't know if I can read it. But all in all, I just want us to learn. Again, character does not develop on a bed of roses. Character does not develop on a soft life. Character does not develop in staying in your comfort state. You need to move out of the bed of roses. It's in the thorns or the hardships and the adversities of life. And the other day I was talking about Joseph in the book of Genesis, and how I think for Joseph, just God had to take him through a point where he went through character development. How? He was betrayed by his brothers. They took his lovely coat made by his father. They threw him in a pit. Imagine your own brothers. And they sold him off. And when they sold him off, they didn't sell him so that now he's in a king elsewhere the way he dreamt. He was sold into slavery. Yeah. And I think he learned through those challenges that, well, okay, your brothers can be your flesh and blood, but they are also human and they can fail. And I mean, I'm thinking about it right now. Maybe that's how later on when he came, when they came to him many, many years later, he was able to accept that it is not your fault. God had to use you, my brothers, to sell me so that one day I will be in Egypt and I'll be able to help you during a time of famine. Yeah. So the perseverance, the hardships and the challenges we actually go through create your character. And in character building, God will be able to use you to help a certain situation. Yeah. I can talk about things from the Bible, but I'm trying to use simple, practical aspects. And so Joseph, many years later, 17 and 13 years after he was sold into slavery by his brothers, he was able to still save his own family and do it initially a bit angry, but eventually realize that what you did, and this is said actually and written in the Bible, whatever you did, thinking that you were doing it against me, God used it for my good. Yeah, you intended to harm me, but God used it for my good. Imagine what it takes for someone to get to a point where he is not equal, but is able to see good in everything. And he did not come out straight up. I think for Joseph, he had to go through a sort of character development, Tristan, where God had to take him through slavery. God had to take him where he served. And even when he was serving the first time, he alijitolea, he served in Pharaoh's house. He served, he became the best, and God blessed him and he had favor. But beyond that, it is said that God blessed everything that it touched, and the house of Pharaoh always had favor. But guess what? Another character development came. The wife of Pharaoh had the liking for Joseph. And it said that Joseph was handsome and well built, and his wife wanted him to sleep with him. And Joseph's character was, he was a man of integrity, a man who stood his ground. And he told this lady, probably she was also pretty. He was a young man, and his physical body was his physical body. But he said, look, there's nothing in this kingdom or in this household that my master has denied me except you. How then can I go against my master? And he ran away. And when he ran away, the wife did what? The wife now lied and said that she was attacked by Joseph. And again, he was put in prison. And when he was put in prison, greetings, Victor, he may have felt bad. He may have asked questions to God. Why me? Why do I have to go through this? God, I have served you. I did the right thing. I'm now in prison again. This is hard. But God took him to prison again. And in prison, he met two people, cupbearer. We're told it's a cupbearer and a baker of the, hello, Victor, chief baker. And God used him so that he could interpret these people's dreams, so that later on he can get to Pharaoh himself, to the big man. The first one was Potiphar. And that is how Joseph became the next in line. Next to the signet ring of Pharaoh was put in his hand, because it all started from when his brothers gave him a character development, ya kumdisown as a brother, and sold him into slavery. And then even in slavery, he was put again in prison for a thing that he did not do, but he stood his ground, and he was steadfast, and he showed up, and he worked in prison, and he was remembered later on. The cupbearer one day told the king, I made a mistake. There's this guy. He's a man of integrity. He's a man who, when you tell him your dreams, imagine someone talking about Melissa's character. Melissa is a person of integrity, responsible. When you give her this task to do, she will deliver. And so, Melissa, your name will be named, yeah? Someone will go and talk about you. There'll be a story that will be told about you, because you are able to introspect and go through character development. It does not come easy. It does not come on a bed of roses. That's what we've been saying, Victor, Dr. Victor, that your character will not develop in a bed of roses. And we all will have a story to tell one day, or have stories to tell even when you think, what are those areas or those periods of character development? Especially as Kenyans, we've gone through character development. So what are those periods of character development that have made you who you are? Yeah. And your true character will only be seen through life's challenges, life's hardships, life's adversities. So when you think of your character, think about your values. What are your values, Daktari? What are your values, Judy? What are your values, Melissa, Martin? What are your values, Amy? Yeah. What are your morals? Yeah. And can someone tamper with your morals? Yeah. What's your attitude towards life? Even when life is hard, what's your attitude? What are your behaviors? And what's your unique personality? What are your traits? Who are you? Even when no one is seeing. Maybe someone one day will tell me how to look at the messages. Yeah. Who can we say is Judy, even when no one is watching? Yeah. What's your character? And can your character talk about you? I'm big on personal branding. And your brand, when you think of your personal brand, it's a story that your character and you yourself bring out, but it goes behind you. When you leave a room or in a room, can people talk about you, or can people sell who you are even when you're not there? Yeah. Martin, what do people say about you even when you're not in that room? Can people bring your name to the table because of the character that has stood steadfast? And for you to know and learn your character, you have to embrace the challenges. Abuga. Kerubo, thank you for staying with me here. Challenges and hardships will reveal your true character. Just know that. Challenges and hardships. So positively embrace experiences that are challenging to you. I encourage you to actively seek experiences that will challenge you. Are you going through a particular challenging episode? Daktari, embrace it. Yeah. Are you going through whatever you're going through in life? Doesn't have to be hard. It can even be a positive aspect. What have you been able to learn through a particular journey, a particular season in life? What has built? What character have you seen grow? Melchizedek, what character have you seen grow? Yeah. How do we see the messages? I don't know how to look at the messages, but I will. I guess I will one of these days. So for me, my take home, or what I wanted you to learn, is character does not develop in a bed of roses. Character is forged or built through hardships, through adversity, through challenges, through tough experiences. Yeah. Thank you, Martin. Yeah. And I think Martin has mentioned about a particular phase in his life. For us as medics, internship really defines and helps you realize what your character is, which helps you to define your eventual ultimate career. And also for some people, it might be a hard state. Let me use women. Sometimes even pregnancy can help you realize what your character will be, that even in the hardest state, like delivery, you have to learn to just trust that the body and the labor will go through, that there'll be a difficult, painful moment. But beyond the painful moment, there's a joy with holding that baby. So it's just like internship or any training that you go through. Think of the army or a Navy SEAL, that there'll be hardships, there'll be years of toil, hours of toil. But if you're working towards something, a career or your job or a brand, you have to be consistent in how you show up. Yeah, Wilson. So are you consistent? Are you authentically you? Yeah. Are you integral? Who are you even when no one is showing up? That is character. You'd rather have a true character, integral character, than a reputation, because a reputation can easily wear off. If you agree with me, please tell me. Reputations can easily wear off, and reputations can come and go. But if people know, people can tarnish your reputation. But if people know the character, your true character, then they will hold and stand steadfast, TJ. Yeah? If you're Tuka Toys, people will stand steadfast with you because they know and they trust your character. And sometimes it is the character that you have that will help people give you the job that you so desire, that will help people mention your names in places where you are not there. And I think that's what happened with Joseph, that this chief cupbearer was able to mention his name to Pharaoh, that there's a young boy, he's an interpreter of dreams. And his dreams, it's not even him. When he interprets it, it's exactly as you dreamt. I think this man is a man of God, and interpreted the king's dreams. And the king asked, who then can we appoint to be ruler of us so that they can help us through famine? And everyone said, it seems like this boy is a man of God. Why don't we appoint him? And he became next to Pharaoh, and he ruled over the land of Egypt. And he helped his family during the times of famine. I don't think Joseph would have been able to have been where he was if he did not go through a season of character development. And those were 13 years for him. So imagine you, wherever you are, wherever we are, Martin, Noise Checker, Dr. Victor, Judy, Melissa, Amy, just wherever you are, what are you being pushed to learn? Are you going through a tough, challenging moment? What is God seeking or wanting for you to learn? Which character can you nurture or see grow? Let's embrace this tough time or that challenge or that adversity. Yeah. And not wallow with it, but look at it positively. Again, I say, In our difficult moments, do not forget to see the beauty along the way. Don't forget to see the beauty. Yes, it's hard, but there's a beauty in it. There's a beauty in the story that will come out of the tough situation that you're going through. There's a beauty that will come through the hardship. There's a character that is being muscled up, being exercised, that you will use, that you will help someone one day, and that they will help and they will grow from it. Yeah. So our characters will shape our decision making and our relationships. And our relationships can be professional relationships and social relationships. So help yourself to build your character by going through challenges positively. Yeah. Are you ready to go through challenging moments and see them positively? Then you will grow. Yeah. Yeah. You will grow and your character will be uplifted and your character will be stronger than it is. Yeah. So when we talk, I want you to self-reflect. Self-reflect right now. Just think about it as the sun is setting, as the day is going down. What defines Joshua? Who is Joshua? Who am I? Who is Liz? Even when no one is watching. And what characters define me? What are my values as Dr. Liz? What are your values as Kerubo? Joshua, what are your values? Victor, what are your values? Yeah. Melissa, what are your true values? Judy, what are your values? What are your attitudes even in times of hardships? Yeah. What's your attitude towards life? And the best way to know your attitude is at the lowest moment, or to know your strengths. Your strengths do not come positively when everything is okay. Yeah. Your strengths actually show up when things are really thick. Your character grows when things are hard. Yeah. What are your personalities? And can you identify your strong personalities? Your weaknesses, identify also the weaknesses and try and start mitigating them. Someone has to tell me how to read the messages because I don't know. I'm not seeing the messages. Thank you, Martin. So, challenges and hardships can reveal your true character. I want us to work on building our characters. Let's not just talk about character, nimechapa character development. Leave the kuchapa. Unaweza chapa character development, but what are you learning? What are you learning from that character development season or phase in life? What are you learning? What can you positively take from that hardship? Embrace the hardship. Learn to, yes, it's hard to go through adversity. Yes, it's painful. It is painful. Yes, sometimes it's unbearable, unbelievable. But at the end of the day, what can you learn from that particular situation that will help you build a true character of yourself? And when you think about it, think of Nelson Mandela in prison. Think of Wangari Maathai and how so many times in Uhuru Gardens she was chapwad, yeah? Her hair was cut. She really fought so much. But yet she got a Nobel. She's a Nobel Peace Prize laureate, yeah? Think of Kipchoge and how they have to constantly wake up and run rigorously. But when they win the medal, consistency, showing up every single day, yeah, doing the work. So that's my encouragement for you this evening. I hope it has inspired you. Victor, thank you. If it has, share back. I'm happy to be here with you. Yeah, and let's do this any other day. See you and just grow in character. Grow in character, build your character through challenges, embrace challenges. Okay, keep on accepting those character development moments, yeah, hard as they are. Even with people that we love, sometimes the most closest people are the ones who take us through the hardest character development moments. Yeah. Have a blessed evening. I again encourage you to develop your character through perseverance. Seek experiences that challenge you. Have a blessed evening. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Abuga, Belinda, Thank you, Kerubo. Thank you so much. Be blessed and let's grow in character. If you need help, reach out. I also offer coaching to anyone who wants to be helped through a particular situation. And yeah, Victor, nice to see you. Let's keep on, encouraging each other. Martin Jaggi, thank you. Noise Checker, thank you. Have a blessed evening.